Are we ready to talk world history for 6th grade? So this is going to be our very first year of studying world history. We have chosen World Story from MasterBooks. This is the first of the trilogy, and so this will be from creation to the Romans. This video is going to focus on what I am planning on utilizing throughout the year with regards to our world history. Now, I do like my supplements with history. History is my daughter's favorite subject. She is going into 6th grade, and I want to really make world history fun because she has only had American history up until now, and so I am really focusing on some supplements that I hope she will enjoy. We chose World Story primarily because Angela Odell wrote it. Angela Odell did write the America's Story trilogy that my daughter loved, and so she wanted to continue with Angela Odell, which is what we are going to be doing. Now, I do have a flip through of this curriculum, which I will make sure I link down below. But in short, we will be studying the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Persians, the Romans, everything from creation to the fall of the Roman Empire. The World Story Teacher's Guide does show you what you are anticipating doing for each chapter, so you can see that when you start a new chapter, you're going to be reading 2 days within the World Story book, and then you're working on other materials. Well, that material for quite a bit of it is writing. Now, my daughter is not a huge writer. We are still working on that, but I don't want to overwhelm her with writing and make history be not as much fun. So when you look in the teacher's guide for World Story, you will notice quite a bit of writing included. So we're going to really try not to focus too much on writing and do some more other great activities. So what are we going to do? Let's find out. I have listened to Mission Imperative give this talk on ancient civilizations, and this is a video of what I was able to hear while at the convention. So I'm very excited for my daughter to watch this video, which really focuses on artifacts and different civilizations and connecting them back to biblical times, and it was so interesting for me. So I'm looking forward to this video. I also purchased Return to Genesis, which is by the same company, Mission Imperative, and I am going to pair this with the creation aspect of World Story so that we can just have a little bit more meat with it. Speaking of meat with the creation aspect, I have the Answers for Kids Apologetics set. This focuses on questions and how to answer on creation in the fall, dinosaurs in the flood, God in the Bible, etc. And so we're going to just incorporate this where it makes sense with our apologetics, because in World Story, it does have quite a few apologetics and archaeology sections. So apologetics is part of this. This curriculum is very much biblically based. It returns you to the Bible quite frequently, and so I really think that pairing the apologetics with this curriculum will be a great complement to each other. We do love our history read alouds, so I have Kingdom Dawn. Now, this is a series. I only purchased the first one because I'm not quite sure about it. I haven't read it yet, and so I don't know what is going to be like, but this is a series, so we may be proceeding with the series throughout the year, or we may just read Kingdom Dawn. Also have Detectives in Togas, Survivor, Escape from Pompeii, the Ides of April, the Golden Goblet, the Bronze Bow. Tenney did this book about Esther, which I purchased the adult version, not the young adult version. There is another version, and so I'm going to be purchasing the younger version of the story of Esther, and we'll be reading it not this one. My daughter will be reading the series, The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. This is written for slightly younger than 6th grade, but she is going to be reading this on her own, and I'm pretty sure that she'll probably fly through these, but we're just going to read them in conjunction with whatever we're reading in the chapter, and I think that this will be fun, easy reads for her to just get a little bit more information and have a fun read to accompany it. We also have Horrible Histories, and this is for kings and queens. This is just a real fun, easy book, and this will go throughout the various world story books, but it does include some of the horrible kings and queens for the time period that we're studying. And then we have a Rotten Romans sticker book. My daughter really does enjoy these sticker books just to have something fun to use while we're reading, and so this will be a fun one. We'll do Escape This Book, The Tombs of Egypt. With this, you get to doodle yourself in the book, and you have 3 chances to escape from the tombs of Egypt. And we do love the Who Was books, but I am not planning on using as many as we normally do, and I'll show you why. But first of all, we're doing Who Was Alexander the Great? What were the 7 wonders of the ancient world? One of the reasons we are not using as many of the Who Was books is purely because of time. We are going to be spending more time than we did previously on some of the other reading as well as the curriculum itself, and so we won't have as much time for the Who Was books. But what I did find were these great history bites. So I have Great Adventures history bites, Infamous People, and also Major Wars. History Bites is just that. It is bites of information. So for this whole book, you have 30 wars from the Peloponnesian War up through the Iraq War. So obviously this covers more time than what our World Story 1 does. But for each of the wars, it's only about 5 pages. So you have some information, maps, an interesting fact, and then you're on to the next war. So this is something that my daughter is going to be reading on her own when we are looking at the time period, and it will just give her a little bit more information, and then if she is interested in learning more, we will then be able to dig deeper for those individual wars or events. We are going to be introducing Greek mythology this year. That is a very important part of world history, and so we're going to have this Greek mythology book as well as this Zeus, King of the Gods book. This is a graphic novel, but it is a little bit darker than what I thought it was going to be, so we'll have to see whether we keep this one or not. Then I also have The Trojan Horse, which is another graphic novel. I do have 2 reference books that we will be utilizing. The first is Time Traveler from Usborne. This is really just a fun book, and that is why I got it, just to have fun reading, a very low-key addition to our books. And then also we have Brilliant. This was recommended when I went to the Mission Imperative booth at the convention, and what sold me on this is this wonderful timeline. And so we will be focusing on the timeline with this book, and I'm very excited to dig into this one. So these are the pieces that I am planning on using. If you're more interested in how I'm going to be using them, please make sure you are subscribed, because closer to a start of our 6th grade year, I will be releasing a Plan With Me video where we'll go through all of this and I'll explain how I'm planning on making it all fit together. Now, speaking of fit together, let's talk about some fun hands-on activities, because I do have a kinesthetic daughter. This book does include some craft suggestions, but not a lot. So you can see there's only just a few suggestions for the entire book, and so we will be utilizing more than what is included in here. So first up, I got the Ancient Egypt art tack. And with this, you are able to do tomb painting, a color wheel project, ancient Egyptian mummy mask, and then William the Hippo sculpture. These are between $30 and $60 each, and you have one for ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome, the Middle Ages, and the Renaissance. Now, I did only purchase the ancient Egypt one because I want to see how my daughter likes it before we purchase the rest of them, but they do have these for additional time periods, and so we'll see how that goes. But I do have a lot more hands-on projects planned. I have the Biblioplan. This is their hands-on, and this has amazing hands-on projects for this time period. This Biblioplan hands-on ancient history book gives great supplements for the entire time period from creation through the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Each week you get multiple ideas of what to do. Some of them are related to crafts, some of them are related to activities, and some are related to food. We will not be doing all of these, but it will definitely give me plenty of ideas of what to do each week when we want to get that hands-on experience as well as some extra information for the time period that we are studying. We are going to be working a lot on learning how to take notes this year. And so from History Gal on Teachers Pay Teachers, she has wonderful note pages that can be considered doodle pages or fill in the blank for various time periods, and so we will be utilizing these. Also, I have found a couple new YouTube channels that I'm really enjoying listening to their songs. One is Mr. Nicky, and then another one is Horrible Histories. Both of them are having great songs about this time period, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what all I can find on those YouTube channels because we do like our historical parodies. If you're interested in more information about what we are doing for 6th grade, please click here.